I've never really posted relationship advice before on this channel, but honestly, why not? Because this topic is not just about love, it's about self-respect. And I've been seeing way too many people, especially girls, questioning their worth over someone who isn't even sure about them. Like, let me say this clearly, if someone is treating you right, you won't be up at 3 a.m. asking ChatGPT, do they actually love me? You wouldn't be confused. You wouldn't be overthinking every message. You wouldn't feel this constant anxiety in your chest. So if you're feeling that way, that's not love. That's uncertainty. And today we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why you keep getting play, why you keep overthinking, crying at 3 a.m., stalking their profile like it's your full-time job, and how to stop. Because at some point you need to realize this. It's not that deep. You're making it deep. Let's start with something real. Most of the time, you're not confused because they're confusing. You're confused because you're ignoring what's obvious. They reply late, they disappear. They only text when they're bored. They don't make plans. They don't ask about your life. But instead of seeing that and walking away, you start analyzing. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe I said something wrong. No, stop. You're not an investigator. That's not a crime case. If someone likes you, you won't need to decode their behavior like a puzzle. They'll show up clearly, consistently. And if they don't, that's your answer. This is the part a lot of people don't want to hear. If someone makes you question your worth, you should leave. Not fix it, not wait, not understand them more. Leave. Because the moment you start asking yourself, am I not enough? Why don't they choose me? What's wrong with me? You've already lost something way more important than the relationship. Your self-respect. A healthy relationship doesn't feel like you're constantly auditioning for a role. You're not trying to win them over every single day. You're not competing for attention. You're not begging for basic things like respect, time, and communication. If you are, that's not love. That's you shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's convenience.
Friendly reminder that when someone ghosts you or leaves you on red for days, acts like you don't exist, essentially discards you, the most powerful response you can give that person is not by reminding them of your existence, telling them your worth, telling them that you are feeling all these ways and pouring your heart out and essentially begging for attention. No. The most powerful thing you can do is walk away and act unbothered. Why? Because that behavior is disrespectful and you know your worth. And you know that your person and the person that you're actually meant to be with would know your worth as well and wouldn't treat you that way. Right?
Let me be very direct here. Crying at 3 a.m. who wouldn't even lose sleep over you? That's not romantic. That's self-abandonment. You're sitting there, refreshing their profile, checking if they're online, rereading old messages, imagining scenarios. Meanwhile, your life is just paused. And for what? Someone who didn't even choose you properly? Think about this. There are people out there traveling, building careers, meeting new people, creating memories, and you're stuck in your room emotionally attached to someone who gives you bare minimum. That's not love. That's the trap. And you walked into it. A lot of people stay because they're afraid of losing someone, but let's be honest. What are you actually losing? Someone inconsistent? Someone unsure? Someone who doesn't prioritize you? That's not a loss. That's space being cleared. The real loss is when you lose yourself trying to keep them. When you start changing how you talk, how you act, how you accept, just to keep someone who was never stable in the first place. That's the real damage. Because even if they stay, you won't recognize yourself anymore. This is something I need you to hear clearly. You have options, you just forgot. You got so focused on one person that you started acting like they're the only one in the world. They're not. There are billions of people on this planet. Different personalities, different energy, different intentions. There are people who would actually text you back, make plans, be excited to see you, respect your time, value you without confusion. But you're too busy holding on to someone who treats you like an option. You're blocking your own good fortune. You're closing doors that haven't even had the chance to open. I know this might sound harsh, but it's necessary. It's not that deep. It's really not. You met someone. It didn't work. They didn't treat you right. That's it. But instead of accepting that simple truth, you build a whole emotional universe around it. You replay moments. You create meanings. You attach stories. And suddenly something simple becomes something heavy. You made it deep. And now you're drowning in something that was never meant to be that serious. Not every connection is meant to last. Some people are just lessons, short ones.
And when someone walks away, you don't chase. You let them. Because their leaving doesn't mean you're unworthy. It means you're not their person, and that doesn't have to destroy you. It doesn't have to destroy you, my darling. And here's what healing looks like. It looks like being okay when no one texts back. It looks like not attaching your worth to how wanted you feel. It looks like letting someone love you on your average days, hello, not just your best ones. It looks like falling apart and not apologizing for it. It looks like no longer chasing people who make you feel small just so you can prove that you're worthy of being seen.
Let's fix your mindset for a second. You're the prize, not in an arrogant way. In a grounded, self-respecting way. You bring value. Your time matters. Your energy matters. Your presence matters. But the way you act, sometimes it doesn't match that. You chase, you overgive, you tolerate disrespect. You stay when you should leave. That's not how someone who values themselves behaves. You can't say, I deserve better and still accept less. That contradiction is exactly how you stay stuck. Getting played once, that happens. You trusted, you believed, you hoped. Fine, but getting played twice by the same person, that's a decision. At that point, it's not about them anymore. It's about you ignoring what you already know. They showed you who they are, you just didn't want to accept it. So now the question is, how many times do you need to learn the same lesson? Because life will keep repeating it until you finally choose yourself. And you have too much life to live. This is the part I actually care about the most. You have too much time ahead of you to waste it on someone who doesn't even see your value. There are too many places to visit, too many things to try, too many people to meet, too many versions of yourself that you haven't even discovered yet. And you're going to sit here stuck on one person? No, that's not your story. You're meant to grow, move, experience, explore, not stay emotionally attached to something that's clearly not working. So if you're watching this and you're in that situation right now, here's your clarity. If they make you question your worth, leave. If they confuse you, step back. If they don't choose you, choose yourself. Stop begging, stop chasing, stop overthinking. And most importantly, stop forgetting who you are. You're not someone who should be crying over inconsistency. You're not someone who should be competing for attention. You're not someone who should feel lucky just to be noticed. You deserve stability. You deserve respect. You deserve clarity. And if someone can't give you that, they're not your person. It's really that simple. And yeah, maybe I don't usually post relationship advice. But if this helped even one person stop wasting their time and start valuing themselves, then it was worth it. If this video made you see things differently, like this video and I'll see you in the next one.